I just found out when attempting to do this that Windows 10 no longer has or supports something called Home Group. And I was
Hmm.
trying to, we were talking about school and everything. I have a niece that stays with me, and they expect them to get up and get dressed, which I agree with, brush teeth and sit at a desk. So she uses my office for the school hours. So what I wanted to do was work on my laptop from my bedroom and access some files, and I can't do it. It keeps asking me for some kind of a number, and I looked up everything that it says about it. My initial thing was to try to reestablish a home group, and then I discovered that there no longer is such a thing as a home group. And so most of the information said, oh, well, just turn off requiring a password, which I've done, and that doesn't do it either. So I can see the two computers on the network, but if, for instance, on my laptop, I click on the desktop, it asks me for a network credential, and I don't know where that is or how to find it. Any
Okay.
help there?
Chris, do you have anything before I give my thoughts?
Um, ty- Typically, I do the advanced way when I need to share things between the computers. The way I do it is I share a folder. Actually, I want to screen share. Can you turn off? Can you
Oh
turn
yeah,
on
yeah.
screen share? Thank you.
Yeah, you're
File
good.
and print sharing is on. And so
Yeah,
then
but
go down and just do the individual folder.
yeah, let me, because, and then the next step is, and I'll actually, okay, there we go. Share screen. Okay, so I have, the way I do it is like I have servers. So I have two network locations.
Uh
I
huh.
have my server drive, and then I have my Mac Mini, mapped as a server. And the way, and then I even
Okay.
have this computer mapped as as a server. So if I go into my C drive and into users, actually it is in users, but what you do is you can go into properties and go to sharing and go and hit
Yeah, I
already
think it's
got
that
this
share button.
shared, but typically, yeah, it's the share button and making sure that that you have permission and all that, and hit share, and it do this, and then it will share it, and then what you'll do is I go to, and then I go back to when you're in this screen on your other computer,
Uh
you hit
huh.
Map Network Drive. Now, ideally, you should be able to hit Browse, and it does its thing, and it should be able to find your computer, and you click it, and then type and then say, "Hey, that's the folder I want." If it
Okay.
doesn't do that, now we're talking a little more advanced. So the way I connect them, because that folder sometimes works, and that this browse sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. So I know
Okay.
my Mac Mini is on this IP address. So let me disconnect it and show you the process. So what I do is I hit Mac and I go 192.168.1.12, and then folder I'm wanting to grab is my name, and then I gotta tell it to connect using different credentials because I got a different password for that computer,
Uh
and
huh.
then I hit finish, and then I just type in my password, and then there I go. I have it. I'm into my Mac Mini.
And the password that you entered is the regular password, like when you turn on your computer, it's that
It's,
password.
yes, it's the password of the computer that you are trying to access.
Right. So when it's asking for
So
network credentials, it's asking you on computer B, trying to connect to
yep,
A. for the password from A.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
All right, I'll give that a shot.
Christopher,
It's
I-
it's a little advanced, but it's the way that I do it.
All right.
hey, Christopher, it's been a while since I've done this, but
Yep.
isn't there a way of sending a link to the other computer? I was thinking when you hit share, I've done this at the office, but it's been so long that it'll actually.
Yes, it pops. It pops up a folder that says, "Hey, this is what the shared folder is."
Yeah.
But again, it's hit or miss.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I just go straight to the IP. I just go straight to the IP address.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to muddy the waters.
Yep. No. Nope. It's a good question. It is. It's a great question, but IP address is always exact. It'll get you there. Even if you don't put in the last part, it usually goes, "Oh, you're trying to get to this. Oh, this folder has a shared folder. This is what you want." Bam.
All right.
So
And that's
yeah, that's the way
mapping
I
on the
do it.
AirDrive. All right. Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know why
That's
they.
that's what I
took
was
the
gonna
simple
kind
way
of
out.
explain it. I just
Uh-huh.
don't have a Windows computer in front of me, so thank you, Chris. Yeah, that's how I would do it over the network. I
no
didn't
problem.
know home groups was eliminated. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Trust me, it's gone. I was going deep, but yes, home groups is gone. You can type it in Windows, in your search, and it'll take you out to Bing. That explains what it used to be, but it does not exist on the PC. Home groups is gone, and I really liked home groups. But
What kind of files? Is it just like documents, or is it something else that you're needing from your computer? Well,
it's mostly images and documents. I'm trying to work on a particular video file for YouTube presentation, and so it's mostly images and video. And if I could just, access them on my laptop, I can get some work done during the day while my niece is using the
yeah.
desktop.
Okay.
As opposed to even transferring everything. I have an HD external drive and an SSD, and that's going to be my only option is to try to drop everything down, onto one of the external drives and just take it with me. But I was trying
Does
to
your
avoid that.
does your router have a USB port? Sometimes routers have those that they can turn a regular hard drive into a network hard drive.
I don't know. I'll have to check. It's back there. I'll have to
Sometimes
check.
it's a surprise.
Huh?
Sometimes it's a surprise.
Right.
But you just go into the router, plug in a hard drive. I have that for my printer. And then you go
Okay.
into the router's IP address and you say, hey, whatever's plugged in the USB, make it known on the network. It'll give you an address, and you got a pretty simple network
I'll
drive.
check that out.
Just see if that's available.
Okay.
All right. I know you got more questions. We're going to circle back to you
That,
to make sure
or
everyone...
if you
Well,
Go ahead,
I
Chris.
had one more if you don't mind.
Is it related to this?